Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is the quick look at the latest build of Windows 10, which is 16257 Redstone 3. That's Fall Creators Update, and it was released yesterday, August the 2nd, late in the day, around 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So, of course, installed it on both my insider machines, which are this one, which is a Pro version, and the Home version on the an Acer laptop. Both installed flawlessly with no errors and no problems, so that's good news. Word to anyone that's stuck far behind, it is now available in the slow ring, the 16251 that we had before. It is available in the slow ring. That means in a week or so we should have the image available if you wish to clean install if you're stuck at an earlier build and it doesn't work. Okay, what's new in here? Not a lot for most people. The big feature in here is eye control, which is in beta version right now. So basically, for those that have the hardware required to do so, when you go into settings and you go into the different settings for the accessibility, basically, let's just go here, ease of access, and go in other options. You have now a new thing that will be called eye control. Now this, to be here, needs to be, you need to have the proper hardware, because this doesn't work with every type of device. So you need to have specific device, and here you should see, if you do have it, something called eye control. And this, of course, works if you own or purchase a Tobil eye tracker 4C. And of course, there are a few different PCI Plus and devices that are eye trackers. This is an ease of access, so it tracks your eyes and it knows where you're actually looking at the screen. So it's really a feature for people that are disabled, that need some form of easily going through a screen, but kind of find that the way we do it with mouse and or trackpad is very difficult. So that's the major feature, and it's probably the biggest feature added to this build. So it's something that you need to have special hardware in order for you to do this, and there's tons of eye control settings when you have such a device. There's some Microsoft Edge improvements. I do not have them, by the way, and this is of course due to the fact that there are some control groups that have features, others not. They've refreshed the Microsoft Edge UI in order to have the acrylic fluent design system. So some of you will see that when you use Edge, there are parts and there are things in Edge that are actually now acrylic in having like transparencies and things. Mine is still a big block of black. So it seems it's not on my version. Based on feedback, they've adjusted the design of the address bar. So now, even if the address bar isn't in focus to start with, when you click or you drag the text, it will remain under the cursor. So there's there were a lot of things here, and there's a lot of things happening that made it difficult to sometimes have all of that when you clicked or accidentally move the mouse pointer. Fix an issue where the right click on an image in Microsoft Edge and selecting copy, then later pasting, would result in a URL and not a picture. They fix an issue where if a tab had been opened while Microsoft Edge was in full screen mode, using Control W to close that tab while still in full screen mode would close the content but leave the tab in the frame. They fixed issues where there's two unrelated tabs in Microsoft Edge and open the link from the first tab to a new tab that would sometimes mix up. There's console improvement. So during the Creator Update, what they've done, the default color values have been changed to improve legibility of darker colors on the modern screens, and to give console a much better feel and look. So basically, you now have kind of a different set of colors, kind of readjusted in order to fit a little more on what's happening. Lots of input improvements. Once again, there were a lot of fixing of these things, improvements with on-screen keyboard and stuff like that. Also, if you are using the Windows Defender, application guard improvements are there for different values and different things. Almost everything here is pretty much imperceptible, except maybe for the edge acrylic design for some of you, but not all. As you see here, I don't have it. Apart from that, there's really nothing much. And as we're going through these new versions, there will be less and less new things to try out. We are basically in a bug mode. We are here and we are in bug fix mode, basically. So we will have less of of new features, a lot more of bug fixes. And by the way, if you want to know what's fixed in here, there's a whole set of new fixes, of course. Now there's a few known issues. Start Action Center and notification may sometimes have a background that is 100% transparent. That's been hanging around for a while in these builds. And funny, because since last build though, I have not really had any issues. But it can happen if it's fully transparent. It's a bug that they know about. There's also the Action Center that shows a number of notifications, but when you click to open it, there's nothing there. So that's a bug that they also understand. Connecting to a VPN using a solution downloaded from the Windows Store will have a system crash. And finally, when installing or updating Windows Store app, you may see an error. So that is a possibility. So, and they fixed, of course, tons of little things here and there that some people were actually having, basically. So, slowly we're moving into the Fall Creators Update. Like I say, it's under the hood things, and unless you are somebody that's gonna go through all of this all the time, go through the settings and look at it, most of the people will not see much of a difference. Which tend to, let me know. For us enthusiasts, it's kind of cool to go through this, but I think it also tells us that having a major update every 6 months might not be the best idea in the world. But anyways, apart from that, pretty stable. I haven't had any crashes, any problems. Yeah, one crash that just comes to mind. I have had only once, so I don't know if it's going to happen again. Microsoft Edge crashed on me while I was on a website. And I do remember it's on the Computer World website. So I don't know if it's going to happen again, but I did have Edge just crash on me. With no errors, nothing, it just shut down. And I just clicked and got back in it. And it was while I was looking at the different news items for my news bulletin today. So, but apart from that, I got absolutely no issues. Works fantastically well. And of course, we'll continue, checking out videos and posting videos on the Insider channel of some of the new features and seeing what we can do. It's funny because I've been trying to have the Cortana, new commands of Cortana, the shutdown Cortana thing, the shutdown, restart, and so on. I've been trying to have that working in the PC, and it doesn't seem to work well. I've been able to lock my PC. That's about it. So I don't know. Well, I'll continue tweaking and checking that out, and if I can have it working correctly, I'll post a video about it. So how about you? How did it go? What do you think of this build? Of course, I'm not talking much about the install, but it was if you take just the install time when it's a blue screen saying, hey, we're updating, that doesn't take that long. I think half an hour pretty much. But when it's that initialization, download, and everything phase, that's really long. That took like 4 hours yesterday again, but it seems that it's the way that it's going to be, and that people, and some of you actually have told me that without even knowing it, you've been using your PC and suddenly you said you wanted to restart, and a new build would wanted to install, and that for the most part, a lot of you seem to not see much of a difference in performance. So maybe it is a good idea that you do it like that, you know. I don't know. And I haven't measured the download size, so I don't really know exactly what's the download size of this build. I'll measure the next one when we get one, probably next week. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up, and why not share your own comments and experience with the latest build of Windows 10